Hey everybody! All right, can you hear me? Just want to make sure before I get started, all this amazing stuff. Can somebody give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me? Anybody? No one can hear me? Yes. Oh, awesome. Hi. I really wish that we could all be together, but this is like the definition of social distancing, I guess. So we get to be together without actually being together. I was super excited to have a reason to put on makeup today. Boom. Get some clothes on. Live life normally. So welcome. We're going to have so much fun today. Today we're going to talk about auditions because I feel like that's something that everyone needs to know about in all aspects of the industry. So we're going to come to you live every day at noon. Different faculty will be coming to you with different seminars. So we will post the day before what's coming up at noon the next day. So just mark your calendars. And then at 8 p.m. on our Instagram TV, we're going to do combos every night. So these will not be like a masterclass craziness. We're going to teach a combo really fast, do it with music, and then that's it. So the goal for the nighttime masterclass, well, let's not call it masterclasses. The goal for the nighttime Instagram Live combos, essentially, are that we want you to learn how to pick up fast. So challenge yourself every day to try to get a little bit better at picking up the choreography fast. And of course, you can, roll the screen back and learn it sort of at your own pace and have fun with it. And then we're going to get you to post it and share, and we'll have a lot of fun with that. But we'll talk more about that tonight. So for now, let's talk about auditions. So some things you may already know, some things you may have heard differently from other people. So one of the really good things about the Commercial Dance Intensive is we have over 30 faculty, and they are in all aspects of the business. So for me, there are things that I know because I sit in auditions for dance companies, for pro teams, for I go on the road with Royal Caribbean doing cruise ship auditions, music videos, artist stuff. So I have sort of my experiences and what I do when I'm at the table. But what's so cool about CDI is I think my whole faculty loves being able to sit in on other people. So we've been able to sit in on so many other mock auditions from other people in the industry. So a lot of what I will tell you is my experiences, but also I'm not even sure where some of the knowledge came from because there's so much coming in on us for CDI that we just absorb it and it becomes part of what we do. Also, a lot of the audition tips come from The Business of Show, the book by Adam Cates. If you do not have The Business of Show, this is a good couple weeks when you're stuck at home to read it. I will be referencing it, and it's a great read. Adam will be with us on Friday. Mark your calendars, Friday for Business of Show. Things. Okay, let's get into it. All right, auditions. Number one, always have your headshot and resume ready to go and in your bag, no matter what kind of audition it is. Let me tell you why this is. Well, actually, a funny story. So Melissa, if you guys know Melissa, my assistant Melissa, I was teaching master classes at her studio many, many years ago in New Orleans, Mary D's Dance, and Melissa was 13. Melissa came up and handed me her headshot and resume at age 13. Ready to go. Boom. And to me, I just laughed about it, but it was the most professional thing that a 13-year-old has ever done. And also when I'm out on the road, even for some of these big professional auditions, what happens is if you don't have a headshot and resume for me in any capacity, that shows me that you're not ready to work. And a lot of the things that go on in the commercial world now are super fast. And so I need to know that you've worked in the capacity that if I'm setting something in a week, that you can do it. And for dancers who haven't worked and been paid, if you've been in the Nutcracker, if you have been in a show at, a convention or a competition, if you have, done solos, if you have done dance team at school, if you have done college dance team, even if you haven't worked on a music video or an award show or on Broadway, those little things show me that you're used to picking up choreography fast. You're used to taking notes. You're used to being able to change formations very quickly. So I need to see what you have done. So always, always have a headshot and resume with you. I've literally been at professional auditions where people coming into audition do not have a headshot resume. And they will hand me a piece of paper with their name handwritten and then their age, maybe height, and email address. And even though you're an amazing dancer, if I have you up against somebody else with a professional resume, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to go for the person with the resume, just because I can see what they've done. And also at one of the recent auditions, we were tons of dancers. We're going through headshot resumes. I'm looking really quickly, and I scanned down and saw my own name, and I was like, there I am. And it said Masterclass Training, Casey Noblett, Hip Hop. And so immediately I was like drawn to that girl, and I spent a lot of the audition trying to figure out where I had worked with her before. But if she hadn't had that headshot resume with her and it hadn't been, nicely formatted and have all of her stuff on it, I wouldn't have known that we had worked together before. So in that, be sure to put all the people on your resume who you work with. They're important. In that moment, we made a connection. So Business of Show has some awesome resume formats. So that's a great way. Adam can talk about that later. But have a correctly formatted, cut to size, 4 staples, headshot and resume. Even for college auditions, when you are at convention, because you may be dancing at a convention and a teacher sees you and is like, oh, I love you. Do you have any information with you? Boom, here's my headshot resume. Go ahead and get it now. Even if you haven't done any professional work, you have performed enough to have headshot resume. Headshot resume. Auditions. Arrive early. So if Robbie and my brother Cassidy are watching this, they're rolling their eyes, because I am the person that if I have to be there at 9, I get there at 8:58. Cassidy and Robbie will get there 2 hours early. This is why Cassidy works all the time. So get there early. LA, New York, wherever you are, you have to park. You have to figure out where to go. Sometimes it's really confusing. And if you're in New York, you're not parking. But you have to figure out, it might be down a long hall and you have to go on some crazy elevator. And why stress yourself out before you get to the audition? This could be your dream job. And so in that moment, you don't want anything else. Control what you can control. That's what a lot of my faculty always say. Control what you can control. So get there early enough to get a good number. Get where you're supposed to be, warm up, all the things. Yes? So always get there early. The worst thing you can do is be late and then you're frazzled and you might not even get in the room, especially if there's a lot of people there. So you want to get a good spot. So get there early. Hi, guys. Okay. Let's talk about outfits. Woo! Okay. I will first tell you a story. Don't judge. If I'd had commercial dance intensive, this would never have happened. So I auditioned for the Miami Heat dancers when I first moved to Miami. I was a freshman in college in a modern program. It's very into my black leotard, tights, bun, the whole thing. So I roll up into the Miami Heat dancers audition. Please, if you've never seen them, just do a quick search after this. In a black leotard, black cutoff tights, a bun, and minimal makeup. Carissa and my other NBA NFL are cringing right now. I had no idea. I had done no research. I just thought I'm going to go in and dance. No. And then I was surprised that I got cut. Even though everyone else in the room, lashes, lips, hair, sparkles, bikini, full on. And in that moment, it did not matter how well I danced. It looked like I had not done my research. And I had not done my research. I was ready to do some contractions and just live my best life. Not happening. So, outfits are important, even if you're really good. Because I was really good. Still didn't get it. I'm just kidding. But I did eventually dance for the NBA in the correct outfit. So, outfits are important. Okay, so let's talk about some outfit things, specific, and then we'll talk about overall outfits. Okay, specifics. I hope you guys are taking notes. College. I would say also anything sort of classic, like theme parks, cruise ships, they kind of all fall in the same. Have one amazing leotard, and that is your base for your outfit. So y'all are so lucky, because when we were growing up, there was no cute outfits. There was no cute leotards. It was if you had a pinch front right here and a little bit of a low back, that was fancy. I did have one that had crushed velvet on the top. That was amazing. I wear that for everything. But y'all have the best dance wear right now. It is amazing. There is color, there is shape, there is making your body look amazing. Low backs, cool straps, all the things. Yeah. So, one amazing leotard that A, looks good on you, and B, is a color or a print. Unless you're doing like Chicago or something very like period piece with all black, even for college, wear a color. Wear a color. I cannot tell you how much of a difference this will make, especially if everyone's in black. So what you can do with some of these more classic auditions, start with that leotard and then bring multiple options. A pair of black tights, booty shorts, leggings, a skirt. So now you're not changing, you're in that same color the whole day, but you're changing depending on what is going to happen when you're there, because you never know. A lot of the colleges are going more commercial. A lot of the cruise ships are going more commercial. Disney, theme parks, any of those, you think that you're going over something very classic, but they might want something a little bit edgier, and you don't want to get caught off guard. Yeah. So even if it says leotard and tights, bring multiple options that doesn't make you change your whole look. Yeah. So on that note, don't change your look in the middle of an audition. Write that down. Keep your look. So if you show up in a beautiful turquoise leotard, you are now the girl in the turquoise leotard to me. Literally, I can tell you, a couple weeks ago, I was out on the road with Royal Caribbean, and this girl was awesome. And I didn't write her number down. I just wrote floral, blue, brunette, because I loved her. And there was a ton of people. So very quickly, I knew she was like floral, blue, brunette. She came back for the second round and had completely changed her outfit, and I literally could not find her the rest of the day. I don't even know if she got hired. And that's not me being bad at my job. That's me having a specific looking for her. I'm like, where is the girl in the blue floral with the brown hair? She no longer existed. Yeah. So make sure in that moment that just keep the one thing that looks amazing on you, and then you can add and change the bottoms depending on what the style is, because you don't want to do like super crazy hip hop in a leotard and tights. Yeah. So throw on a pair of leggings, throw on a pair of drop crotch pants, have your sneakers ready to go, but keep that color palette, keep that look. Try not to change your hair too much. If you start with it down, try to keep it down. Even if it looks crazy, dry shampoo, try to keep the same look. That is for everything across the board. Yeah. LA auditions, LA and New York both are going to give you a breakdown that may or may not be exactly what it should be. So if it tells you to look like, sock hop, or if it tells you to look, more futuristic, bring a lot of options in your bag, because you never really know what they're going to want, and you don't want to get stuck somewhere and everyone in the room is in one type of outfit and you are in another type of outfit. So quickly, make sure that you can change your look without changing sort of the color palette or the print. Yes, so for guys, same thing. I would not do black or white. I would try to find an amazing color top and just black pants or booty shorts. Also, they have some really great bicotards for guys now in multiple colors. There was a guy recently at one of my auditions, beautiful, just a zip bicotard. It didn't look dated like some of kind of the older unitards. It looked really modern and fresh. And in that instance, if it's super classic for guys, bring that colored bicotard that looks great on you, shows your body, shows your, your muscles. And then you can bring booty shorts, you can bring, sweatpants, drop crotch pants to kind of, funk that up a little bit if it ends up being a little more like that. If you're going to a pro cheer audition, NFL, NBA, don't wear black leotard tights and a bun. It's not going to happen for you. Yeah. Always a two-piece, briefs, and like a bikini / sports bra top, or just always a two-piece. That's what it is. Look at the team first, but always a two-piece. But you wouldn't show up in that for a college audition. Yeah, so really know what you're going to, but always have a lot of stuff in your bag so that you can quickly change. Convention audition. So let's say you're at convention, any convention. Yes, you're at the Hilton, you're at the DoubleTree, you're in your ballrooms, scholarship auditions. This is my opinion. Do not wear one of the brands that they sell at the convention or that are super trendy and popular right now, like in the younger dance world. Because why? Someone else is probably going to have on that leotard. And I will tell you, there are some beautiful leotards from some super cool companies. If anybody wants to sponsor us, we'd be glad to talk about that later. Just let me know. I'm happy to plug you later. I want some free stuff. But if you are at a convention, don't wear a leotard that you just bought out in the lobby. It may be beautiful. It may make you feel awesome, but chances are someone else in that room probably just went out and bought that leotard. So even if you're at a convention, you can wear whatever for class. But if you are auditioning and you're in a scholarship, the point is to stand out, to be memorable. Yes? If you have amazing hair, leave it out. Yeah? Like, try to find ways where we can see you. And a lot of that is going to be what you are wearing. So, in that, also research what you're auditioning for. Yeah? So, if you're auditioning for a paid gig, a lot of times there will be what's called a breakdown. And they will tell you, dress body conscious, dress in a certain period, like Marvelous Miss Maisel or something like that. If you're in LA, maybe what the artist is, but try to do as much research as possible about, if you know what choreographer is doing the audition, what is their style? What do their dancers look like in their class? What do their dancers look like when they've done projects? How can you be in their mind for what they want to work with? Yeah, so try to do that, especially for New York too, whatever those choreographers are known for. Really do your research about what kind of dancers they hire. And in the audition, look who they're keeping. And just be ready at any time. Like, everyone's in loose clothes, let me throw on a sweatshirt. Everyone's in bodycon, let me go put on my bra top. Like, be ready all the time. Do your research about what you're auditioning for. Like the Miami Heat, which I didn't do. So, I did the research before I auditioned for the Atlanta Hawks. Made it. So, on that note, also, for a team, look at, if you're doing pro cheer or if you're doing college teams, look at what they wear on a regular basis. What are they wearing on the field? What are they wearing for their appearances? What is the style of that team? Because you are trying to convince them that you can be part of what is already there. So they need to be able to see you in their show, behind their artist, or, on the team, or at their theme park, or whatever the situation is. They need to be able to quickly visualize you as part of what already exists. Because 9 times out of 10, you're auditioning for something that already exists. So think about that when you're going to the audition. Yes, it is about your talent, but why would you not give yourself the very best setup to be hired? So really do your research. Okay, outfits. And we're going to do questions at the end, so if I say anything and you have a question, we're going to do it at the end, but I didn't want it to be too crazy with comments, but I will answer questions. Boom. Okay. We talked about not changing. I recommend not changing for a callback as well. So if you wore something and you got a callback, they liked you, and in their head you probably are the girl in the pink or the girl in the floral or whatever it was. I personally recommend wearing the same outfit to your callback. They are not looking to see how many clothes you have in your closet. So no one's going to be like, oh, I really love that top. It's not like that. So don't think that no one at the table is saying that girl doesn't have another outfit. No one is going to say she only has one outfit. They are going to say, oh, I remember her from last time. Because remember, we're seeing hundreds of people at a time. So for you to change your look is just more detrimental to you getting hired. So if you get a callback, my recommendation is to keep the same outfit for your callback. That's just me. Again, everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has their own way that they audition. So, boom. All right. Let's see. Okay. Learning when you're in an audition. Sometimes you will have auditions where there are only a couple people and everybody can see. If you are going to an audition and let's say you're at a college audition, let's say you're at a convention when there are hundreds of dancers, you have to get where you can see. 100%. So if you're stuck in the corner, you have got to move yourself around, or if you're stuck in the back, you've got to find a way to see the angle because they may not change lines. They may not break it down. You have got to take charge of what you can control, which is moving around the room. Yes? Don't stand in the back. You know why? Because if you get there early, like I said before, you can get a good spot. So another benefit to being early. Also, if there are assistants, choreographer and the assistants, watch the assistants. 9 times out of 10, those assistants probably know the choreography better than the choreographer. Not even that they know it better, but think about it. That assistant's job, this is especially when I have assistants, is only to memorize the choreography and to help you through it. The choreographer has to answer to the artists, the producers, the casting team. They're being watched by everybody there. So sometimes we as choreographers have so much going on in our head that we may forget that was, a head pop, or we may forget that what that hand was, or we may forget the order because we're going through so many other things in our head. So if you can see one of the assistants and also ask them for questions on the side, that is the way to go. I mean, hopefully you can see the choreographer and 100%, but if you can't, just trust the assistants because they at least have a pretty good idea of what's going on. All right. When you are learning, even if you don't have it, you need to be performing with your face. In a room with a gazillion people, I probably can't even see you from here down a lot of times until you go in groups. So why waste that opportunity to get noticed that early? You need to be performing. I mean, not fake. I don't want you like, that is crazy. I need real, normal, fun emotions from you, how you would actually be if you were on camera, if you were on stage. So don't wait until the groups go to start performing because I may not have even seen you and now you're not even on my radar. So if I'm looking at a group, even if I can't see you doing the choreography, which you may or may not have, I can see your face. So do not waste that opportunity to get noticed, especially if the choreography is hard or if you may or may not have it. Use your face. Be performing every time you run through it. Don't mark unless there's literally no room. You need to be doing full out arms all the time. This is your job. So as soon as you walk in that audition room, actually as soon as you get on the block, as soon as you get out of your car, that's what Adam says. It's like your audition started before you even got here because we saw you on social media. But don't waste an opportunity to be your very best self in the holding room while you're warming up, while you're learning. You need to be on from the time that you walk in the door because we're always watching you. And if it's a long contract, like a cruise ship contract or like a tour or theme parks where we have to see you, in college where we have to work, where we get to work with you for multiple months, I want to see sort of who you are as a person because I very quickly have to decide not only are you talented enough, but are you going to be a great person to work with. So think about how you're standing, think about how you're learning, blah. Don't wait till you have it to go full out. Because the person beside you is going full out and we've already mentally hired her and you wasted your opportunity. Go full out even if you don't have it. I mean, don't be crazy and start pulling out some Osicon turns that aren't in there because you don't know what's happening. Don't do that. It's dangerous to everybody in the room. And nobody wants to see Osicon turns. Just stop doing that. Go full out if you can. Yeah? Especially with your upper body and with your face. Cool? Make sure you do that because I'm telling you, I've hired people that I don't even think I've ever seen them do the combo full out because there was so much going on. I just was drawn to them from a performance standpoint. And in the commercial world, you're getting paid to be on camera, on stage, in a movie, entertaining people. And so this here is your make or break because you can be the best dancer in the world. And if you look bored, we cannot use you. So this needs to be on, especially when this is not quite caught up with choreography or what's going on in the audition. It's the easiest thing to fix. Yeah, I can't get better feet. I mean, I could, but it's kind of late now. But this, I can always do. So, yes. All right. Improv. I know we hate it. I won't call it freestyle because then you guys freak out. But improv, you guys can do because you get in your contemporary worlds. You're going to have to improv. All the time, period, done. You're going to have to improv. Just get that in your head. If you want to dance in college, on a team, for a show, in LA, New York, Chicago, Miami, wherever, you're going to have to improv. Some auditions are just improv. Get good at improv. And I know some of you are scared of it, but the easiest thing is to do your own stuff. So be good at your own stuff. You can always be working on your own stuff, yeah? And for those of you who really freak out when there's improv, maybe choreograph the first 2/8 of your improv so that you have a starting point. Yeah? I mean, if you go to 5 auditions a week and you have that same 2 counts of 8, your friends around you are going to be come up with some new stuff. But most of the time, that's not going to be the case. So if you just need a starting off point, because sometimes we get into improv, I don't know if you guys have heard this story. I'll tell some of you again. Putting a lot out there today to y'all. I was in a very important audition as a younger dancer, and there was an improv round. And I don't know, I think I was so nervous because we were on TV and it was a job that I really, really wanted. I will not tell you what it is because y'all will go back on YouTube and find it because I'm sure it's somewhere. But I literally was in booty shorts and a top. And I'm doing this improv and I'm by myself. And for some reason, I ran to the front of a wooden stage and did a knee slide on my bare knees. What? I don't think I've ever done a knee slide since like 1987. Girls and boys. I stood up and my knees were like bleeding. Yes. Kept dancing, came, clearly got cut. But it was like in that moment, I couldn't think of anything to do. And I just slid to the front of the stage on my bare knees. It was awful. I think I probably still have the scars from that, actually. So in that moment, I was making bad decisions. So I had to get better at improv so that I wouldn't do stuff like that, okay? I know all of you are good at contemporary improv. It's your comfort zone. You got to get good at jazz improv. You got to get good at time period improv, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, because that's super trendy now. You have to be able to dance in the style of those different time periods. Also for Broadway, think about what is going on in that time period or in that storyline so that you can improv within that. Yes, if you're doing Oklahoma, you need to be able to improv as if you're in Oklahoma like that. You can't do your like freestyle in that moment. So you need to work on improv. Even in college, they're going to ask you to improv. Pro teams are going to ask you to improv. Cruise, everybody's going to ask you to improv. So as much as you hate it, you need to get good at it. Be in your room, and you guys are so lucky because you have your phones. You can literally watch yourself. Like, a lot of you post. Don't do your TikTok videos. That's not good improv. But, I mean, at least you can see yourself. I mean, I do love some TikTok, but I wouldn't use that as your improv. Don't be pulling up some renegade in the middle of an audition. But, so for that, film yourself at home. See what you look like. Find the things that work, find the things that don't. And the thing about improv is you don't have to do anything that you're bad at, yeah? So let's say you show up in an audition, there's like a left tilt. Lord help us. Some of you are like, yes. But all of the righties are like, no. But I could have already canceled out how bad my left tilt was because my improv was killer. So make sure to practice your improv. Commercial Dance Intensive, if you come, you're going to do a ton of improv. Like 3 of you just like cancel your reservation. But no, seriously, improv. I cannot tell you. All right, when you're going in groups, run out there quickly. Do not like kind of, I'm getting out to my group. Go, happy to be here, ready to work, as Lucille DeCampley says. Happy to be here, ready to work. I need to see that you are ready for the day. Also, unless they tell you not to, I would pose and always do a little bit of freestyle improv at the beginning. Again, don't bust out your Osicon turns and go crazy if they didn't tell you to do improv. But don't just stand there. Give me something so that as I look up at 8 people, I'm noticing you before you even start dancing. Yeah? And the hardest thing about that in an audition is what if nobody else is doing it? Sometimes you have to take that risk. All they can say is, please start from neutral. Great, done. But if they didn't tell you, like give a pose that's in the style that you're about to do, because then we see that you are already ready to go. Already ready to go. Yeah. And in the commercial dance world, you will improv more on stage and on camera than you will probably do choreography. You will skip, you will clap, you will pose, you will interact with each other. Everything is not over choreographed. A lot of it is interaction. So you will have to improv. So we need to see that you can do that and that we don't have time to foster that in you. If I'm hiring you for a job, I need to know that you're going to kill it if I don't have choreography. And I could even set choreography, and then we get to the stage, and the director's like, too busy. Can they just like go around, and you go over here, and you go over here? You have to be ready. Boom. Improv. Boom. So when you go in groups, don't waste that opportunity. Okay. If you mess up the combo, or if you get cut, I don't want to see it. Because I am watching you the whole time, yes? And what you don't know is that maybe at the table, we had already discussed like, oh, she or he is not right for this show, but I have something in mind for them. So if you mess up the combo and then you go away, or you get cut and we see like, I'm watching that, yeah? Don't be your best self until you are in your car or on the train or, back at home. Like then you can have that moment of like, but I could have already mentally hired you for something else. And then I watch you get an attitude because you didn't get the part. and you have no idea that we've already sort of mentally hired you for something else, I'm not going to hire you. Yeah. So congratulate other people, support everybody in the room, because then I'm going, man, I want to work with that girl. I want to work with that guy. Like, he is like cheering people on. He is, I mean, don't be obnoxious, but that, the feeling in the room is support. And, that is a huge part of the Army of Love here at the Commercial Dance Intensive. Go. Alumni, is that we're trying to create a more positive environment within the audition world. So, when we were coming up, and still most of today, it's very cutthroat. Everyone is in it for themselves. You may or may not clap for each group. You may or may not tell people they did a good job. It's very, this is what, it's me versus you. And it's not always that. It doesn't have to be that. I've started running some of the auditions for Royal Caribbean and really just saying, the very first thing I say to these dancers is, I'm not trying to cut you. Not like cut you. Like, I'm not trying to cut you from this audition because we want to hire you. And in many cases, it's easier for them if there are amazing dancers in the room. They don't want to continue to audition and audition and audition. They want to find fabulous people as soon as possible. So I want to give them the best chance to look their very best because we want to hire you. Behind the table, we're not trying to find your flaws. It's harder on us the more people that we cut, because then we have to keep looking for people. So that's how I start our auditions, and Cassidy does the same thing. It's just like a breath. It's just dance. Let's be in this together. Let's support each other. Everyone do their very best. And in that, it creates an incredible dynamic in the room because people are high-fiving each other. Someone does an amazing trick and the whole room is like, yes! And imagine if that's how auditioning could be all the time. Is it a dream? I don't know. But I know that, the Commercial Dance Intensive wants to be part of that transition where, we're creating this Army of Love. And I think a lot of our alumni have walked into college auditions and seen a CDI Army of Love tag on someone else's bag. And now you have sort of a friend that you didn't even know who came to CDI, and now you have someone in your audition with you, supporting you, cheering you on. So take that with you today too, that in addition to all the stuff you can control for yourself, be supportive of the people in the room. And, this knowledge is not just for us, it's for all of us. Like, I think that the jobs, that Cassidy always says, like, the job if it's meant for you, you will get it. And if it's meant for the person beside you, then they will get it, and be happy for them because your time is coming. And he really, really instills that in our dancers, that the jobs that are meant for you are the jobs that are meant for you. And support people, because when you get hired, you want that support too. Yeah. So just think that, in those moments of stress, be calm, be positive. Like, you got this. We get to dance for a living. I mean, most of us have been doing this our entire life. So if we can enjoy the process from training through auditioning, through performing, getting paid, onto choreography and directing, if everything is as fun as it was when you were 3, and 4 and 5, like, the joy and, taking the stress out of it and just being super committed to what you want to do, like, that's what it's all about. So that's my take on auditioning. All right, I'm going to take some questions before we finish today. Thanks for all the stuff. So if you have questions, shoot them my way. Also, if you think of something later, please message us at CDI and we will answer questions for you. Does anyone have anything they want me to answer specifically about auditioning? I just want to make sure that we have sort of covered everything. Also, Business of Show, Adam, lots of great information. And we're going to be back every week. Tomorrow is Cassidy. Whoop, whoop. Cassidy will be doing a seminar and then hip hop tomorrow night. And then tomorrow he will tell you what's going on Wednesday. So, hi everybody. But I hope that helped a little bit. And I think, what we want to do this week, next week, at least for the next 2 weeks, we'll be here, even on the weekends. And we'll post this video on the Instagram TV and probably on our YouTube channel as well. So if you want to share it, please do. But if you want to get more involved, or you have questions, or there's things that you want to know about, just message us. We will totally tell you. The biggest thing about the Commercial Dance Intensive is we want to share the info. It's not a secret. Yes, I didn't create this business to say, only if you come to CDI are you allowed to know this information. Like, all of us that are faculty, we didn't do this by ourselves. I'm still not doing it by myself. Probably half the stuff I told you today was stuff that I picked up in mock auditions, in books, in, listening to other people's stories, in my own stories. Like, everything I'm sharing with you is stuff that people have shared with me and through my experiences. And that is what CDI is. We want you guys to be successful. We want to be here for you. We want to give you as much information, but we also want you to pass that information to your friends and other dancers in the community. Like, this is the army of love. You don't have to, just be like at the summer program to get this information. We want you to be there. We want you to take it to the next level. But once you're with us, like, please go out and share that information. So if there are things you want to know about, if there are questions, please message us. So tonight, we're on Monday, so once I post this, everyone knows. Tonight is Heels Combo. At 8 o'clock on the Instagram TV, on our Instagram profile, we will post the Heels Combo, which is our first combo in the series. And also, we really, really want you to try to pick up as quick as possible. So there are some amazing master classes going on virtually. Like, we are so happy for our whole dance community stepping up and putting on master classes, all the things. For us, what we're going to kind of have a spin on it is that we're going to teach it really fast. And that is your goal every day. Take something that you're not good at. Don't just take the ones that you're good at. Go for it. But try to pick up quickly. And every day, try to get a little bit better at picking up quickly. Because in auditions, again, that could be your make or break. You need practice. We're going to give you practice. So tonight is heels. Please be safe about the heels that you're wearing. I'm sure that your parents are going to wonder why you're traipsing down the stairs in your 6-inch stilettos at 7:45 tonight. You can tell them it's my fault, and it's for your career, so you're welcome. Also, if you don't have any and you need to do some Amazon Prime now, 2-hour, to order some heels for tonight, you can tell your parents that I did that. So anyway, all right, so I don't think there's any more questions. I haven't seen any. I really appreciate y'all being with me today. Join us for Cassidy tomorrow. He will be amazing, as always, coming to you from his apartment in LA. We'll always just be coming to you from wherever we're stuck for the next 2 weeks. But shoot us a message, send us some hearts. We really love you guys, and thank you so, so much for being with us. Mwah. Stay safe, stay safe.